Welcome to the National Afro-Vegan Virtual Conference, All Levels Yoga Flow. This conference features 24 presenters and 19 sessions that you can watch on demand for free. Thank you to our sponsors, Better Food Foundation, Veg Fund, and A Well-Fed World. Support Afro-Vegan Society's work by making a donation today.
Hello and welcome. My name is Tianna Christine, and I'm super excited to be opening up for the National Afro-Vegan Virtual Conference that's hosted by the Afro-Vegan Society. I'm so honored to be able to lead you in this vinyasa practice today, and I want to make sure that you have everything you need. You will only need just the yoga mat. If you feel comfortable and you like to have more props, feel free to bring those along. You may need a yoga block or maybe some books for your practice. All right, we're going to get started in a seated position, so I'll allow you to take your spot as I tell you about my intention for today. So every day, I like to start off with an intention word. It really helps to ground me and set a tone for my day. So today is no different. Today's intention word is respect. And I thought it was very fitting because it's not only respect for yourself, but respect for others, the animals, the planet. So you can take on that intention and use that for your practice, or set your own intention for your practice today. It really helps every time your mind starts to wander off the mat. Use that as an intention to bring you back onto the mat and back into the practice. All right, let's get started. So any comfortable variation of a seat that's comfortable for you, even if you like to put a block underneath your body, feel free to do so. We're going to get started with the breath, syncing our breath first, really allowing us to mentally arrive here within this space. So we'll do our Ujjayi breathing, and that's inhaling in through the nose, letting the belly expand, hold, and exhale, release. Inhaling in. Exhale, making the ah sound. Nice vibration on the back of the throat. Inhale in and hold. And exhale, release. Let the shoulders come down. Let the knees soften. One more inhale in. And exhale, release. We're going to do that 2 more times, but this time we're going to gently close our mouth. Inhaling in through the nose. Exhale, close mouth, still making that ah. Feeling that hum on the back of the throat. Let's try that one more time. Inhaling in. And exhale. Very nice. We're going to take those shoulders up towards our ears, and on that exhale, let the shoulders relax down on your exhale. Inhale the shoulders back in, and exhale, release it down. Inhale them up, and exhale, release it down. We're going to take that right hand out in line with the hip onto our fingertips, sweeping the left arm overhead. Gentle stretch of the side body. We're waking the body up. Maybe your hand comes out a little bit further, getting deeper into the stretch, turning the gaze up towards the ceiling. And exhale, dropping that left hand, bringing the right overhead. Again, allowing yourself to get comfortable in that position, turning your gaze up towards the ceiling. And exhale, coming back to center. Inhale, bring both arms overhead, gazing up towards the ceiling. And on that exhale, we hinge forward onto the mat, allowing our hands to fall. Come wherever you are. You're dropping those forearms away from your ears, allowing your head to surrender wherever you are onto the mat. I want you to take a series of breaths here, allowing your knees, your hips, and your shoulders to soften. We're going to walk our hands over to our right side, placing that left arm over top of our right, feeling that stretch along the side body. Again, allowing those forearms to come down and away from our ears. And walking your hands over to your left side, having the option of crossing that right hand over top of your left, extending your stretch and lowering down your forearms. Bringing that gaze and those fingers back to center, lowering your head down, allowing your body to relax here. On that next inhale, bringing those gaze towards the hands, walking your hands back into your body, back to that seated position. We're going to take our feet out in front of us and flex the toes back. So you can keep a slight bend in your knees if you need it, allowing your body and your spine to be nice and long. We're going to inhale, bring our hands up overhead, and exhale, twist to the right, dropping your hands and looking behind you. We're starting off with our side twist, really being able to get our bodies moving. You're looking behind you, allowing that shoulder to release down. Inhale, bring the arms back up overhead, and then exhale, twist to the left, bringing both hands down on your sides. Again, looking behind you, allowing that shoulder to release down. Inhale, bring the arms back up overhead. And exhale, we hinge forward down towards our feet. Wherever we are, we're hinging at the hips. Maybe your hands come down on the outsides of your feet. Maybe they come down onto the mat. Wherever you are, allow your head to release. I want you to feel the stretch along your back, allowing your body to just get comfortable here. You're flexing your toes back towards your head. If it's comfortable and you like to start extending out your legs, you can begin to straighten your legs here. On that inhale, we're going to bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, lower the hands down by our sides. We come up onto our tabletop position. Our hands are going to be right over under our shoulders. Our shoulders are going to be gently ahead of our wrists. Our knees are going to be hip distance apart. Our toes will be untucked. We're going to do our series of cat-cows. So we'll inhale, drop the belly, bring the gaze up. And on that exhale, arch the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, lower the belly, bring the gaze up towards the ceiling, shoulders back. And exhale, tuck the tailbone under, chin to chest. We'll do that 2 more times at your own breath. Inhale and lower. And exhale and arch. Last one. And exhale. Coming to a neutral spine, we're going to roll out our hips into a circle. It's okay if you hear some snap, crackle, pops. That is all right. You're just moving your hips in a circle, opening up your hips, warming up those knees, pausing at the top and then going the opposite way with your circles. And bringing yourself back to center, knees to relax. We're coming to that nice neutral spine. We're going to take our right foot out behind us. Just extend it out. Toe faces down. That hip is neutral, not to bring that foot too high off the ground. We're going to lower our foot down onto the ball, flexing that heel down towards the earth, feeling our calf stretch. And bringing that foot back up and crossing it over our left, taking it to the outside edge of our mat and allowing that heel to come down towards the earth. You're going to feel this stretch all along your side body. Keeping your hands neutral, your gaze is right down in front of you. Taking that foot back behind you, elevate it off the ground, and then bring it back into that tabletop position. A gentle rock from left to right on your hips. We're going to go to the opposite side, taking that left leg out behind us. Again, flexing the toes down, hip neutral. And allow that ball of the foot to come down, flexing that heel down towards the earth, feeling a calf stretch on our left. Bringing that foot back up to let it float and crossing the left over the right. Let the heel fall down onto the opposite edge of your mat. Again, feeling your side twist, feeling that stretch. And coming back to center and bringing the knee back in. We're going to tuck our toes as we shift our weight back for a gentle toe stretch. Listening to your body. Looking at our hands. Our hands are going to be right in front of us. Our middle fingers tracked forward. We're rooting down into our knuckles. Those fingers are gripped into the mat. Root down into that first and second knuckle. We're going to shift our hands forward, bringing the knees up to our first downward facing dog. Looking down at your toes, you're going to pedal your feet out here, moving opposite knees, bending your knees, taking the other heel down, really moving your hips. You're pushing away with those hands. On your next exhale, I want you to bring those feet to stillness, shifting the weight back into your heels. You're in an upside down V with your body, allowing your head to surrender, looking back at your toes. You're going to take 3 more breaths here as your body comes to stillness. Bringing the gaze towards your hands, walking your feet towards the top of your mat to meet your hands. We're in our forward fold. Looking down at your toes, your feet are hip distance apart. Gently shift the weight into the balls of the foot. Slight bend in the knee if you need it. We're going to grab opposite elbows for our ragdoll pose here, allowing our elbows to surrender down into the earth. Feeling our back expand and find length. Also, our hamstrings get a little stretch here. I want you to shake your head yes and no, releasing tension from your head and your neck. I want you to take 2 more breaths here. Really allowing yourself to just hinge into the stretch. Gently rocking from left to right. Doing what feels good to your body. We must respect and honor our bodies. So we want to give our bodies what it needs. When we feel that sense of a stretch, we stretch into it as long as it's not the sensation of pain. Releasing our hands down for our forward fold. Bringing your hands to shin for flat back. Planting your hands down, we're going to step back to our tabletop position. Feel free as we transition throughout our flow. If coming down onto the ground and pushing yourself is not comfortable for you, you can always directly push back to this position or our downward facing dog. All right, you're going to bring your feet out, extend your feet out behind you, come down onto your belly, lower yourself all the way down with your elbows in towards your rib cage. You're going to push into your hands, bringing that gaze in your head up towards the ceiling, feeling that lower back start to activate. Exhale, lower the head down. We're going to do that 1 more time. Pushing into the hands, bringing the gaze up towards the ceiling. Lowering the head back down, shifting the weight into your tabletop position, tucking your toes, and coming up for your downward facing dog. We all meet here in our downward facing dog or any variation of tabletop that feels good to you. Bringing that gaze towards your hands, gently walk your feet back to the top of your mat to your forward fold. On your inhale, bring your arms up, extended mountain arms overhead, rooting into your feet. We're going to go into some sun salutations here. Forward fold, bringing those hands back down, hinging at the hip. Hands to shin for flat back here. Planting your hands down on the mat. We step back and we flow, whatever variation that works for you. Coming to plank if it's available. Lowering yourself down and pushing up for a cobra or a full upward facing dog, whatever's in your practice. Shifting your weight back into your downward facing dog. Again, we all meet here. Bringing the gaze towards your hands, walking your feet back towards your hands or back into our forward fold. On your inhale, bring the arms overhead, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. We're warming up our body, hands to shin for a flat back. Planting our hands down, stepping back and flowing through. We all meet in our downward facing dog, so whatever variation feels good, we'll all meet here. Bringing that gaze towards the hands, walking your feet toward your hands back into our forward fold. On that inhale, bring the arms overhead, extended mountain. Exhale back into that forward fold. Hands to shin for flat back. Planting your hands down on the mat, we step back and we flow, all meeting in downward facing dog. This time we're going to bring that right leg up towards the ceiling. You can bend that leg over for a three-legged dog if that's in your practice. Really feeling that opening of the hip. Straightening the leg, keeping the hip nice and neutral. And bringing that foot through to frame the hand. We're going to come down onto that back knee, sweeping the arms up overhead for our low crescent lunge. On that exhale, bringing those hands to heart center. We're going to bring the outside of our left hand, elbow to the outside of the thigh, and bring that gaze up towards the ceiling. We're doing our twist. Feel free if you need to hold on to anything, you can. We're trying to keep that belly away from the thigh, bringing the gaze to the elbow. Inhale, come back to center, bringing the gaze overhead. Exhale, lower the hands down. Gonna tuck the back foot, come forward back into that forward fold. On that exhale, we push back and flow. All meeting in downward facing dog, however you like to get there. Bringing the left leg up towards the sky, opening it up for a three-legged dog. Bringing that foot and that hip back to neutral, bringing it through to frame the hands. Coming down onto that back knee, sweeping the arms overhead, our low crescent lunge. Bringing the hands to heart center, we're going to now hinge to the opposite side, bringing that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh, bringing the gaze up towards the ceiling. That back foot is untucked, keeping you balanced on the mat. On that inhale, coming back to center, arms overhead. And on that exhale, bring the hands down and step the back foot up to meet the front. Back into our forward fold. On that inhale, bringing both arms up overhead for our extended mountain pose. Exhale, lower your hands down. We come back to our mountain pose. So in our mountain pose, our body is nice and strong. Looking down at our feet are hip distance apart. Slight bend in the knee if you need to, allowing those shoulders to be back. So we're here in a nice neutral position. Our palms can be forward, allowing your body to come back to your breath, back to the intention that you set. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up overhead, gaze up towards the ceiling, interlace the fingers, and set the palms up towards the sky. Take one full breath, and on that exhale, bring the hands over to your right side, Feeling that stretch along your side body, you're hinging to the right. If you'd like to extend it, bringing that gaze up towards the ceiling, really stacking those shoulders one on top of the other. Inhale, bring the arms back to neutral. And on your exhale, over to the left side. Again, you can bring that gaze up towards the ceiling, finding that length in between your shoulders and your ears. And coming back to center. We'll release the hands and roll out the shoulders. We're back at the top of our mat. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to bring those hands to shin for a flat back. Planting our hands down on the mat, we step back and we flow. We all meet in our downward facing dog. We're going to take that right leg again, bringing it up towards the sky and taking it through to frame the hands. Pivot the back foot. We're going to take warrior one, coming all the way up, arms overhead. Put that bend into your front knee. If you want to make sure you're checking on your alignment, looking down where you just see that big toe, knowing that that knee is tracked right over your ankle. Keeping that bend within the knee, we're going to open out to our warrior two position. Keeping that hip square towards the front of your mat. Lowering our back arm, bringing the front arm up, reversing our warrior. And on that exhale, bringing that forearm down onto the thigh, sweep the arm overhead, our side angle pose. Feeling the stretch all the way through that side body. Inhale, reversing your warrior. Exhale to side angle. We're going to do a little flow here. Inhale, reversing your warrior. Exhale to side angle. And inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill the hands down. We'll step back and we'll flow through. We'll all meet into our downward facing dog. Bringing the left leg up towards the sky, we're going to bend that one and bring it through to frame the hand. Pivot your back foot, coming up for warrior one on your left side. Again, squaring those hips towards the front of our mat, looking down where we just see that big toe. We're strong on that back foot. That pinky toe edge of the foot is on the mat. We exhale, open up to your warrior two, keeping the bend in the front of the knee. Reversing, dropping the back hand, reverse your warrior. Exhale, bring the forearm down onto the thigh, sweep the arm overhead. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale to side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And on that exhale, windmill your hands down. We're going to frame the foot, step back, and we flow. All of us meeting within our downward facing dog together. Bring the gaze towards the hands. Walk your feet toward your hands. Put a bend into your knee, and we'll sit in our chair. Shifting your weight into your heels. Allowing your arms to extend out behind you. If you're having any shoulder issues, feel free to bring those shoulders down and down behind you, almost like Superman arms. You're rooting again your weight into your heels. Even if your toes are up, your weight is shifted into your heels in that back part of your body. On that exhale, forward fold, bringing those hands down by your side. Bringing your hands to shin for flat back. Planting your hands down on the mat, we step back and flow. All of us meeting within downward facing dog together. Bringing that right leg through to frame the hand. We're going to pivot that back foot. We're going to open up for our warrior two. Windmill your hands open. Open up to your warrior two position. Nice strong arms here. Allow those shoulders to release. We'll reverse our warrior. And on the exhale for your side angle, bringing that arm overhead. So you're going to really reach your arm up overhead, gazing up here. Taking that top arm, you're going to swing it behind you, bringing that palm to your back, really opening up your hip, opening up your shoulder, gazing up towards the sky. Feel free, if you'd like to extend the pose, you can bring your hands down to the inside. Perfectly okay. If not, you can stay here. Stacking those shoulders one over the other. On that exhale, we're going to take both hands and extend them out overhead as if we were holding onto a ball. Continue to breathe. And on that exhale, pivot down with your gaze towards the ground. Lower your hands and we'll step back and we'll flow. We all meet in our downward facing dog. Bringing our left leg up towards the sky. Bend it and bring it through to frame the hands. We come up again to our warrior one. Warrior two. Open up directly to that warrior two. Inhale, reversing your warrior. Exhale, side angle here. Stretching that arm overhead. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, side angle. Again, feel free to bring that arm behind you, opening up the shoulder. We're really bringing that gaze up towards the ceiling, releasing any tension on your neck. Your neck is nice and soft. Again, if you want to extend the stretch and bring that hand to the inside of your foot, you're welcome to. Have a block also if you need it. On that inhale, we're going to bring both arms overhead. Extend it over like we're holding onto a ball. Really extending into that side body, a little bit of core. On that exhale, rotate your torso down towards your feet. Place the hands down, step back and flow. We all meet in our downward facing dog. This time I want you to walk your hands to the back of your mat to meet your feet into your forward fold. Remembering to keep your feet on the mat, slight bend in the knee if you need it, bringing that head towards your knees. We're going to take a ragdoll pose, opposite elbows one more time. Really feeling the difference in your body from when you first started to now. Taking a mental check-in. Nice body scan. How does your body feel? On your exhale, you're going to release those hands down. You're going to come down onto your knees. Untucking your toes. You can sit back on your heels, or if it's uncomfortable for you, feel free to take a yoga block or a pillow and prop yourself up. You can start at the high position, take it down to your medium position or your low position. Whatever position that's comfortable for your body to be seated upright. If you don't need a yoga block and you'd like to extend this stretch into our seated hero, you're welcome to do that as well. Whatever's comfortable for you. This is our seated hero. I'm going to bring both hips underneath of the heels so I can demonstrate. We're going to interlace our hands behind us, allowing those shoulder blades to touch, getting that chest nice and proud. Gaze is neutral. And on your exhale, we're going to hinge forward, allowing yourselves to come down onto the mat. That forehead is going to lead. Your hands can come up overhead, wherever they are. You're finding length within the shoulders, allowing that chest to open up. If you'd like to continue to extend the stretch and come up onto your knees, you're welcome. On that exhale, lower the hands down. Bring the head back up to a seated position. We're going to do that one more time on that exhale, hinging forward, bringing our head down onto the mat, bringing the arms overhead, hands interlaced. On that exhale, release the hands down, come back into that seated position. Releasing the hands, bringing the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down. We're back into our tabletop position. Tucking those toes, pushing back to your downward facing dog. You can pedal your feet out here, moving your body. Shifting the weight into the heels, pushing away with your hands. And when you're ready, you're going to bring that right leg up towards the sky. Bring it through to frame the hands. We're going to walk that back foot in just a little. So walk the back foot in to where the heel comes down onto your mat. Pivot the heel in and the toes out. On that inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Extend the pose, extend your hands overhead. And just like we did, we're going to interlace our hands behind us. Allowing those shoulder blades to touch just like we did before. Keeping that chest nice and proud. Finding length within your collarbone. And on your exhale, we're going to hinge forward. Just like we did on our knees. Bringing that head towards the inside of our knee. Allowing our arms to come overhead. You're allowing your body to fully surrender here. If your hamstrings are tight, putting a bend into the knee. Rooting down within all four corners of your feet. Toes grip the mat for balance. You're looking back at that back knee. With every breath, allowing your hands to come closer to the earth. Really opening up your chest. And on your next inhale, coming back up to a standing position. Head will come up last. Release the interlace of your hand. Bring your arms overhead. And exhale, hinge forward with both hands down, framing your foot. On that exhale, we're going to step the back foot to meet the front. We're back into that forward fold. We'll step back and flow. We all meet in our downward facing dog. Taking that left leg up towards the sky. Bend it and bring it through to frame the hand. Again, we're going to step that back foot in until that foot is planted on the mat. Pivoting your heel in and your toes out. On that inhale, bringing your arms overhead. Exhale, lower your hands down. Interlace your fingers behind you. Shoulder blades touch. And on your exhale, hinge forward towards the inside of your knee. Shoulder and chest openers are really good. We're also working those hamstrings. Allow your head to release down. You're looking down at your back knee. On that inhale, coming up nice and slow. Head comes up last. Releasing the hands, bringing the arms overhead. And we hinge forward one more time, allowing those hands to come down and frame the foot. Surrendering our head down towards the knee. Again, setting that gaze back towards our knee. And when you're ready, stepping the back foot up to meet the front. We're back into that forward fold. I want you to step the foot out a little bit wider than hip distance apart, where our feet, our heels are in, our toes are out. Allow your head to surrender closer towards the mat. Maybe invite a slight bend in the knee if it's comfortable. We're going to rock our hips from left to right, shifting our weight into each foot. Coming to stillness. Turning our toes towards the front, lowering and squatting down into the center of our bodies, bringing your hands behind you, sitting onto your mat with your bottom. So you're going to shift your weight into the top and your body into the top of your mat. Allow your toes to be at the beginning of your mat. We're rooting ourselves down by lifting our chest. Hands can be on the shin. On that exhale, we're going to allow that head to drop towards the knees. Feel the stretch on the back of your neck. Exhale, allow the shoulders to release away from your ears while that chin tucks in towards your chest. And when you're ready, coming back to a nice neutral neck, releasing the hands, we're going to tuck our tailbone under and shift all the way onto our back. Bringing the arms overhead. And on that exhale, we hug each knee into the chest, giving it a gentle rock from left to right. Massaging that lower back as you shift your weight to each side of your body. We're going to take our knees and make little circles in the ceiling. The circles can be as big or small as you like it. Pausing at the top and going the opposite way with our circles. Really letting our hips relax here. Hugging those knees into our chest. We're going to allow the right leg to come down, stretched out on the mat. Hugging the left knee into our chest. Feeling the stretch of the hip. Allowing your shoulders to be nice and soft. We're going to cross the left knee over to the right side. Letting the knee fall wherever it is. Not forcing the knee down at all. Taking the left hand out to a T. Turn your gaze away from your hand. Allowing your shoulders to soften. Your body to be soft onto the mat. Here's where honoring and respecting the breath really helps to allow your body to release. Notice if you may be holding on pressure into your fingertips, into your neck or your shoulders. With every exhale, allowing your hip to release down, feeling the stretch along your side body. On your next inhale, bringing that knee back to center, come back onto your back. Hug the knee in, roll out the ankle, and swap the knee out, hugging in the right, lowering down the left. Again, releasing those shoulders and your neck. And when you're ready, crossing that knee over your body, letting it fall here, taking your hand out beside you, bringing that gaze towards your hand. Letting that hip relax. Notice if you're holding on to a lot of tension within your fingers. Take a deep inhale in and exhale out. Letting your body surrender into the mat. Taking one more breath, really honoring your body. And hug that knee into your chest on your exhale. We're going to bring that left leg back up, hugging it in. Setting our toes up towards the sky, flexing those toes down towards your body. The heels will be up. Feeling the hamstrings, feeling the back of the legs really start to activate here. Your spine is on the mat as much as possible. Keeping that spine in contact with the mat. See if you can allow your feet to be up overhead with as minimal effort as possible. On that exhale, I want you to lower down your right leg. Just let it hover here. We're just getting that stretch along the quads, the core, and bring it back up. And lower down the left. Hover and bring it back up. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, lower down the right. Let it hover here and bring it back up to the top. And last one on our left side, really engaging our core and bring it back up. We'll put a bend into those knees, giving it a rock from left to right. Setting our feet down in front of us, knees bent, feet flat on the mat. We're going to cross our foot over so our right leg can be crossed over our left. We're pushing into the thigh with our right hand, just giving space between the thigh and our bodies. So this is our wide figure 4 cross here. We're getting ready to do our reclined pigeon on our back. When you're ready, using that right hand, interlace the fingers behind the back of the left thigh and hug the left knee into your chest. This can be an intense hip stretch, so if it is intense, feel free to back off of this stretch, allowing those shoulders to release down. No tension in your neck or in your jaw. Hugging into your comfort level. If you're feeling extra stretchy and you like to extend the stretch, you can bring the hand to the outside of the shin. When you're ready, releasing the hands, allowing that foot to fall back down on the mat, uncrossing your legs, and giving your knees a rock from left to right. Bringing them to stillness and crossing the left leg over the right, gently pushing away with the left hand on the thigh. And when you're ready, interlacing the left hand behind the right thigh, interlacing your fingers together, hugging that right knee in towards the chest. Feel free, if you'd like, to flex the front toe to secure and make that ankle nice and safe. You're welcome to do so. Allowing your shoulders to release down, your head to relax. Again, if you'd like to extend the stretch and bring the hands to the shin, you're more than welcome to do so. And on your next exhale, releasing the hands, allowing the foot to fall back on the mat, uncrossing your legs, and giving your knees a rock from left to right. We're going to set the feet as wide as our mat, still pointing those toes towards the front of our mat. We'll bring our palms down and walk our heels in towards our fingertips, to where our fingertips just touch our heels. We're setting up for our bridge pose. We root down into our heels and our soles of our feet, pushing your hips up towards the sky for our counter stretch. The bridge pose is to really counter all of those hugging in and forward folds within the hip. We want to stretch now the top part of our hip. So we root down into the feet, getting those hips nice and high. We're activating our glutes as well as our quads. On our exhale, lower your hips back down. Give your knees a rock from left to right. We're going to do that one more time. So walking your heels in towards your fingertips, rooting down within your feet. Those toes are tracked forward. And when you're ready, root down to lift those hips up towards the sky. Your shoulders are down on the mat. Your chin can be tucked into your chest wherever it's comfortable for you, as long as there's no tension on your neck. See if you can get those hips up just a little bit higher. Really feel the stretch in your glutes and in your quads. And on your exhale, lowering your hips back down. Hug your knees into your chest, giving them a rock from left to right. Keeping those knees in towards your body, take your hands out to a T, remembering to allow those shoulders just fall down. And we're going to let our knees fall over to our right side, our supine twist on our right. Again, turning your gaze away from your knees, getting a full deep stretch. Our knees are stacked one on the other. I want you to feel this stretch all the way in your hips, your side body, maybe even your shoulders. With every exhale, just allow your body to surrender into the posture. Allow your organs to get that internal twist, detoxing your body. Allow the oxygen to circulate throughout your body. We're going to take one more breath. Engaging our core, keeping our knees together as much as possible. Take your knees up towards the center and over to your left side, allowing those knees to fall. Again, keeping your knees stacked one on the other, taking your gaze away from your knees, allowing that shoulder to relax. Again, with every exhale, just allow your body to surrender here. Maybe in your fingertips, in your toes, your hips. It takes a few seconds to get your mind and your body to sync up. You may be saying in your mind to release the tension, but your body just hasn't quite let go. When you make that exhale, that hum, that vibration, that ha, it really just cues the body to release, letting your body fully surrender into the posture. That's where you get the full benefit of the stretch. We're going to take one more breath. Again, feeling that internal twist within our stomach, within our internal organs, cleansing our body from the inside out. On that inhale, bringing those knees together back into your chest, giving them a hug in with your knees, rocking from left to right. We're going to take the knees out wide, where each knee comes towards your shoulder, taking your hands to your shin, giving yourself a nice wide rock. This will feel good for you if you've had a lot of hip openers that we just did. It should feel good for you to just be able to rock your hips in this counter stretch. Taking those thighs back together. We're going to take our feet up towards the ceiling one more time, flexing those toes down towards our body. Really feeling that stretch along the back of the leg. Bringing the hands up towards the toes. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. It's perfectly okay. Allowing those shoulders to release down. And when you're ready, we're going to lower our legs down in front and allow our hands to come behind us. Both will reach the mat. Flex and point your toes. Nice gentle stretch overhead. Maybe moving those ankles, moving your toes. We're getting ready for our final pose. Feel free if you'd like to take any other variation that feels good to your body. Before we get into our final pose, our Shavasana for our practice, you can lower your hands down. Palms can be up, or one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. We're coming back to that intention and back to our breath. I want you to focus on the rise and the fall of your chest. We're going to begin to release tension from our bodies. We'll start at the crown of our head, unclenching our jaw and relaxing our tongue. Allowing ourselves to just breathe. With every exhale, we release a part of our body. Releasing your shoulders down, allowing them to come in contact with the mat. Letting your neck get soft. Your spine is neutral. Fingertips are soft. Hips is rooted down into the mat. Knees, ankles, and toes are heavy on the mat. We're letting the earth underneath us rise up and really support us on our mat, letting our body just surrender and melt into the mat. I want you to bring your attention back towards that intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. Allowing your body to focus on that, and when things come up for you, acknowledging them and coming back to your intention. I led the practice today with respect. When we respect ourselves, we honor our bodies in a way that feels good, pouring back into our bodies. Self-care, yoga, meditation, eating healthy foods is a way to respect and honor our bodies. We honor each other by respecting them, helping our fellow mates as we go on through life, even our animals and the planet. When you respect your body, it's going to show. You have a smile about you. You have an inner glow that exudes out. I want you to continue to respect and love yourself and others. We're going to take 2 more breaths here as we seal our practice and our intention. Gently bringing awareness back into our bodies and back into this space. You can deepen your breath and allow your fingertips and toes to move, inviting movement back into your body, waking our body up. Gently hugging your knee one at a time in towards your chest. And rolling over to your right side, gently cradling your head if you need it. Honoring your body by giving yourself another few extra breaths here before rejoining the world. Using that top hand to push yourself back into a seated position when you're ready. Any comfortable seated variation that works for you. Taking your hands to heart center and your thumbs into your chest. I want you to thank yourself for showing up and honoring you today. I want you to thank your body for supporting you within your practice. Thank everyone whose energy, whose good vibes is on this call today and helping us and supporting us in this conference. I want you to feel their energy and pass it on. I thank you for allowing me to lead you within this practice today. I hope you would take this energy with you off the mat and onto your day. I wish you the very best in the rest of your conference, and I want you to enjoy and share it with others. Namaste. Thank you so much, Afro-Vegan Society, and I will turn it back to you. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Tianna Christine, and I wish you all the best in your day. Have a good one.
Thank you for tuning in. Click to watch more sessions.